G'day traders, Sam here from TradeToProspa to give you another update on Bitcoin. And let's see what the charts look like. So I've got this channel, as you can see. Now what we're going to do is look on the weekly and then the daily and then the small time frame. So what I prepared here was this. So we can see that on the weekly, we have this top range to the bottom. That was our range. And somewhere right in the middle of that range, we have our 50% level. If I was to apply the Fibonacci to it, you can see that is pretty much matching as well. So what I did, I just put the 0 and the 1, 0 and 1 reference, and applied the Fibonacci, and fair enough, it hit the 1.272. So that's one way of looking at it. The other aspect to this is you can see that the 1 is the current resistance level, and then we have the real point of control, which is a 618 range. So this is an interesting chart. Now we can look at on the daily. So when we look on the daily, we do have a range. So we've got this range, as you can see, the top and the bottom. And then what we have is the following. Let's just come down to our current level, and you can see how that previous bottom acted as resistance on the daily. So we had that daily trade, and this is the macro, as you can see. So now we can see how our top range and our bottom range is defined. Moving up, we have those body of the candle range, and then by doing this is a method I'm yet to fully accept. If I was to pick the range there and pick the middle for this, so if I was to apply Fibonacci to it, my middle, if I was to apply the middle of this thing that I have, the channel, I'll just bring it to the middle to the 0.5. That is my range. And you can see how the Fibonacci is also showing where the 618 is as support. Now let's move forward. Now what I don't think, looking at past charts and the scenario that I had in 2017, it's not happening. So it is going sideways. It is not a capitulation event. So we're going to have pretty much what I think is much more sideways range, and maybe this orange line could be the pivot point for this. So like you see that long-term channel, it did find support there as well, which is interesting enough. And we might go till December going sideways before we make another decision, or the chart, or before, not sure. But this channel will definitely be a pivot point to the upside or the downside. So if it goes that long to the sideways, but I still believe this is could be a sweep to the downside, get liquidity, and then move back up. So it could be a fake out on a weekly level, but who's to know? So what we're going to do is trade now. For now, I have a weekly chart, and I'll do the macro later on. But for now, I'm just going to look at this particular trade here, or this range, and how to trade it. So what we have, that's our Tuesday high on the daily candle, and our Tuesday low. So now let's go to the 4-hour. Now we're going to work through this. What are the possibilities of breaking to the upside or the downside? Don't know. What we are now is in a range. We've got the rejection there. We have another level there. So if we were to apply our Fibonacci, we might get some support here. Bit of a sweep before we go up. And that might be just a formation that just could continue, or we can still continue down. It's going to be hard to see what this will do until we get it. So I do believe the 618 is going to be a level of, well, this range anyway, is going to be support. And let's look at more. Let's look at this. From that top to that bottom, the 618 or the 0.5 could be our level. So if it's a bit bearish, we might have actually swing down. And then if it does drop, if we do get a rejection, either way here, what I believe it will do is either it might just come before it, have a swing up, and then make a swing deep down, get some liquidity here before it goes back up. I don't think it's going to drop. And if that's the case, we are looking for a descending wedge of some sort. So it's very likely that we can play this game. So let's see how it works out. If it goes like that and then dumps, then it's this is an area where we'll enter. If it goes below this or in this range, it's a good spot, and we might just get a move to the upside like that. And then we reassess. But so far, it's looking like this. This is likely to play out. So let's just watch it. If it swings high, so what we have, let me just rub that out. I have this scenario. Hold on. I had a few more there, didn't I? Let me move this across. Bring that in. I don't want to see these lines. There's the other scenario where we could swing down like that. Like I said, just swing down and sweep this area, and then this is the dip pretty much, and then move up. And if that's the case, we have that. The other scenario, like I said, is this one here. We do a swing up and get some liquidity there before we come down. So these are the two scenarios that I'll be looking at. Either one of them, one's descending wedge, the other one is looking like an ascending wedge. And you know what? Here we go. Let me show you where that took place on the smaller scale. That's a smaller scale. On the bigger scale, we did that somewhere here. It seems to be a familiar pattern. This was an ascending wedge, as you can see. So what we did is came down. We did a swing, not all the way down. We found our bottom, and so far we got that there. And it didn't quite, yeah, actually. So we might get that. We have that pattern already, don't we? And then so we might just come back down again. And you know what? This might replay. Not exactly, obviously, but it might play the ascending wedge first. So we might get the ascending wedge, the top one, before it drops. And then I do believe this is still some sort of range that is bearish. A bear flag is the word. But yeah, so I covered both scenarios, which is what we're going to look for. But yeah, the swing trades are going to be there. At the moment, we're in that range where we can't do much, really. We need to see the extremes from one left, from the bottom or the top, and we'll find our Fibonacci levels, and we'll take it from there. Hopefully that answers a few questions on how to approach this market. I'm Sam from Trade to Prosper. Give me a like and share. Talk to you soon. Cheers.